Okay, so let's talk about if someone makes fun of your natural hair, ridicules your natural hair. Let's say maybe you just transitioned from a relaxer, or you want to stop wearing so much wigs and weaves, and you finally take an initiative to embrace your hair out in public. So now this is, to be honest, the reason why a lot of people go and hide under wigs and weaves. I know it was the reason I did. I remember when I wore my natural hair out and I switched from going to predominantly African American school to predominantly Hispanic school. When I wore my hair in an afro, the kids laughed at me, they ridiculed my hair, so I felt like my hair wasn't beautiful. And then let's even talk about in the dating pool as well. Some women feel like the man that they date will not accept their hair, or sometimes their hair have been ridiculed. But men typically love natural hair, but there's also a select few who have ridiculed natural hair. I can even attest, even in my family, like my close family members, when I went from wearing wigs and weaves to wearing my natural hair out, I did a TWA, I did a big chop. And, family members, they was looking like, what did you do to your hair? Now, I like when you wear your hair the other way. Now, wear it straight. You need the fried dye, lay it to the side. Like little things like that were a bit discouraging. But one thing that I could say is that I kept going, I kept persevering. And let me tell you guys this, and I'm going to tell you guys what to say when someone ridicules your natural hair, but I'm going to tell you guys this as well. I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, if someone, especially someone you're dating, if they do not accept your natural hair, they do not accept you. A lot of people seem to minimize the impact of hair, but hair, it tells us somebody's religion. They tell us somebody's race. They tell us somebody's style, whether they like to step outside their comfort zone or whether they like the same type of, based on the hairstyle that they wear. Hair tell us somebody's demeanor or somebody's vibe. Like hair really speaks, and hair is an extension of you. So if you are dating a guy and that guy doesn't like your natural hair or convinces you to do something that you really don't want to do to your natural hair, that, in my opinion, is a guy not accepting you. So I'm going to tell you guys a story. I was working at Home Goods at the time. I was in college, and I was in the bathroom. Now, I had my hair braided prior, and then I wore it out in an afro. So I had it braided for like a week, and then I wore it in an afro the next week. So a coworker comes up to me. She's a white lady, and she's like, "Oh, I like when you wear your hair the other way. I like when you wear they don't have like any extensions you can put in and stuff like that." I said, wait. I said, well, like she don't even realize what she's saying and how it's just completely disrespectful. I said, listen, this is my hair. I'm going to wear it how I want to wear it. This is how it grows out of my scalp. You worry about yourself and your hair. Why are you so worried about what I do? We not even family or friends. And it's just, no, you disrespected me, telling me to go get extensions that look like your hair. And our hair is not the same. So guys, make sure when you check someone, you also educate them as well. By educating them, you're basically letting them know what they're doing. So for example, that lady at my job, when she said my old job, that was discrimination. So basically letting her know, hey, that was very disrespectful. That's discriminating against me and my hair. So, and then letting her know, listen, this is how my hair grows out of my scalp. Educating her that the only way to alter my hair is through chemicals and heat tools. Letting her know this is how my real hair looks, how Black people real hair looks. So that's what I mean by making sure you hit people with self-respect, a little, assertion and education. So for example, like, you might have people who don't understand the kinkiness of natural hair, or don't understand the beauty of natural hair, or don't understand the way natural hair works. Typically, people who have relaxers or people who wear wigs a lot of the times, they will not understand it. So do not take advice from people who don't even wear their own natural hair out, okay? And I encourage you to learn your hair and learn the science of Black hair. Audrey Davis Savasathi has a book called The Science of Black Hair. I really want you guys to educate yourself on your hair, and when someone disrespects you, you make sure that you stand up for yourself and your hair, and you keep wearing it. Don't go, because there's been times throughout my journey, and one thing I could say, I was so proud of myself with how I continued to wear my hair anyway, but there were times where I did go get a bob, like a weave bob. I would put some sewing, some tracks in. And I remember my uncle told me, he was like, all right, yeah, now keep it like that. Or when people at work, I had an afro and my teeny weeny afro, and I went to work with my little sewing bob. I like your hair like that. Putting a lot of emphasis on the that. So much emphasis on the that. Oh, you should keep your hair like that. Oh, I like when you have your doobies. I like when you do it like this. Now, another thing I'm gonna get into, guys. Sometimes my hair did look a mess. I'm not even about to sit up here and play around. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes it did look a mess, but listen, guys, you have to let yourself make mistakes. And as you on this process to learning your natural hair, you check people, you take heed to some things, because sometimes people will tell you what to do or how to better your natural hair. Now, if somebody tells you to put on a wig or perm it, that is usually someone with bad intentions. But if someone tells you, they kind of may suggest something like, okay, your hair look a little, fix it, shape it a little bit or something like that, you will get genuine critique, to where someone's not coming to harm you, or they're not trying to be funny or disrespectful, but they're trying to help you. So sometimes you may need to take some pointers and guiders, but really be mindful of who you're getting it from. Because you ain't finna have no permy hair trying to tell me what to do with my hair. Like, bro, we not the same. You don't understand what it takes. So I do want to say that too, guys. Allow yourself to mess up, but then be open to certain things too, because you may have to work on the hair's presentation. If you used to wearing wigs, you're not gonna know everything about your natural hair. You're gonna learn. It takes time. It took me 6 years and I'm still learning. I want y'all to know to keep going. And another thing too, as far as making sure the hair looks nice and neat, another thing, like I said, when you start to learn the science of your hair, Audrey Davis talked about this too, and I'm learning this with my hair. Don't try to force your hair to be what it cannot. So there's a fine line between making sure it looks neat and presentable and then try to make it be what it's not. Okay, so for example, making it be something is like straightening it way too much. Making it be something is like trying to avoid water for 3 weeks in your hair because you don't want it to get a little shrinkage. Making it be something that is not is permanent from a place of insecurity. Now, some people, like I know some of y'all, I'm not bashing people who have perms. You got every right to perm your hair. Some people want a different look, and that's okay. This video not for you. This video is for natural women who hide behind their weaves and wigs. They want to wear their natural hair, but they're ashamed. They may have been ridiculed, and they may have been bullied for their natural hair, and they're looking to just embrace it anyway. So I want you guys to understand that. Now, let's say, for example, when you understand your natural hair and when you're not trying to get it to succumb to something it can't or submit to something that it cannot, you start to work with your hair. An example of that is I know that my hair has to be stretched when wet. Before it's styled. So before I used to wash my hair, condition, deep condition, then style it. Now I wash, condition, deep. I pre-poo, wash, condition, deep condition, stretch it first, then style. My hair looks so much better and presentable that way. So before I was trying to do something that my hair didn't really like, and it was just a freaking disaster. So that's an example of working with your hair. Another example of working with your hair is learning your hair's needs. See, these are the things that we really have to pay attention to, because when I started adhering to my hair's needs, my hair started to look better. Excuse me, y'all. Look better, feel better. And it just had a different vibe to it. So that's what I want y'all to focus on. Another thing I'm going to say, and I said this in a video, prioritize hair care over societal beauty standards. Prioritize hair care over society's beauty standards. Hang out with people who also rock their natural hair. Make sure you're watching YouTube videos. Make sure your Pinterest board or your social media board. One thing I've learned too as I transition from wearing weaves, being relaxed, wearing weaves to going natural, my IG feed changed. And it was kind of unconscious. I just kind of started looking up tutorials and things like that. Hang out with people who have natural hair, who understand natural hair. Next thing I'm going to, like I said, when someone disrespects you, you check them. Check them with education, and you still keep wearing your hair. And then another thing, like I'm just going over what I said. Make sure you understand the difference between critique, like genuine critique, and somebody just being blatantly disrespectful. And make sure you shut them up. Listen, this is my hair. This is how it grows out of my head. I will continue to wear my hair in the ways that I want. You worry about your hair. You worry about your hair. This is how my hair is. My hair is me. So if you can't accept it, if it bothers you so much, that's your problem. That is absolutely your problem. So that's that. Another thing, like I said as well, is making sure you take care of your hair, work with your hair instead of working against your hair. Okay, so I would love to hear some stories. I remember my mom, she had a 4C hair workshop, and the girls were talking about the little microaggressive comments that people would make about their hair, or when they would notice when they would go from wearing like the bundles and the perms, and then they would switch from the natural hair, they wouldn't get as many compliments. This is another thing too. I want you guys to understand your confidence comes from within, and best believe you are inspiring people. You don't even realize it. Like when I went on my natural hair journey, me and my mother went on it together. She started a little earlier than me, but when I went on it, like I felt so alone. I was like, oh, it was hard, but I'm telling you, like literally that enhanced my leadership skills. Because let me tell you something. With me rocking my natural hair, I got closer to myself. So I was able to become more authentic. I was able to have more confidence. I was able to understand my culture, understand my ethnicity. I became more black when I started facing my natural hair. Another thing, instead of hiding, another thing that happened, look, I work with kids. When a kid sees a black woman, I work with black kids specifically. When a black student sees a black teacher rocking their natural hair, that does something subconsciously. So I'm going to tell you another thing too. Not to say if you wear straight hair, you got a perm, you not a good role model. So please, y'all don't think I'm saying that. Another thing I'm going to tell you guys, for me rocking my natural hair. The students told me how their teacher asked them, so guys, who is a good Black history model for you? They all said Miss Jenkins. They all said Miss Jenkins, which is me. And I was like mind blown. I was like, really? They was like, she's a beautiful Black queen. And I'm gonna tell you why they said that. Because I wear my natural hair with confidence. If I had a perm, or if I wasn't as Afrocentric, or as because see, guys, it's such a beautiful movement that happens when you make this decision. It changes you from the inside out. So I just think when you start up in this hair, you get acquainted with it, learn it, love it. It just pours over to the rest of your body. So that's why I think they said that. So I want you to know, keep going, keep learning, educate yourself, do what you need to do, check people as needed, make the changes that you need to make the sacrifices you need to make so your hair can grow and be full and healthy and full of love and joy, and you will be absolutely fine. So that's it, guys. That sums it up for this video. And when someone makes fun of your hair, remember this, do this, say this, basically what the whole video encompasses. So I would love to hear some tips for you on navigating your natural hair journey with confidence in the comments down below. It's your girl, Hazel. I'm signing out. Peace.